Hey, welcome to Classic Performance. We got an interesting little project here today. We've got a 2012 Chevy Malibu we bought at an estate auction. One owner, driven by a little old lady. You're not gonna believe this. 29,000 original miles on it. Bought it new, and it sat outside, unfortunately, for 13 years in her driveway. Never washed, never cared for in terms of cleaning and paint protection and that sort of thing. So what we're gonna do is clean this car up. I've already washed it. It was so bad, but we're going to do a kind of a paint restoration and buffing and see if we can get some shine out of this old paint. It's the original base coat clear coat paint. The clear coat is not failing, so it looks like we have something to work with here. So if you'll take a look at it, you know, it kind of looks like it's shiny, but it's really not. We get closer to the top here, and you can just kind of see, you can see where I really scrubbed hard here, washing it and used some cleaning products to try to get the paint cleared off a little bit, but you can just see how rough it is, and there's absolutely no reflection in the paint whatsoever on the top surfaces. So that's what we're going to address today. We're going to clean this again, buff it out, and I'll show you the steps using a Rupus 15 buffer and some Sonex products. So here's our products we're going to be using: the Sonex or Sonex, the Cut Max, and then this is the more of a finishing compound. But if you kind of take a look, this has a deeper cut of a 6 and then a lesser gloss of 4. We start off with this with a more aggressive pad, foam pad or wool pad, and then we finish here with a yellow foam pad, and we have a lesser cut of 4, and you can see down here at the bottom we have a gloss of 6. So a little heavier cut, and then your final kind of buffing. We'll just go with that right there. There's a lot of methods to do this. This is just going to be kind of a quick method for this vehicle. It's not a show car, but you can see here, this is the condition of the paint. We'll put a taped line down the middle and do one half at a time. So here's our products we're going to use from kind of right to left. Of course, our Rupus orbital buffer, and these just go on with the Velcro. So if you have a lot of orange peel and a lot of paint to cut off, this is an orange peel pad. We're not going to be using it. This paint is fairly flat without orange peel, but there is an orange peel pad, or you can color sand it. This is a blue wool pad right here, pre-used, but it'll be great for this project. And also a blue foam pad, and you can see this foam pad is pretty rough right here, so it has a good cut to it, and use it with the blue, match up blue product to blue pads, and of course yellow. This is a much finer foam pad for finishing, yellow with the yellow product. So we're going to start with the wool pad, probably go to the blue foam pad, change our product, and go finish with the yellow Cut Max with the yellow pad. So I'm going to start with the coarse wool finishing pad, and I like to just prime this pad up a little bit with a few dots of product. This is a dry pad, so it's going to take just a little bit more to get it going. What you don't want to do is squirt a bunch of product on the surface. We just prime up the pad a little bit, just like that, and set this down here. Then we Velcro it to the buffer. All right, and then I like to work in just a small area instead of doing the whole panel. Just work and concentrate in a small area, move to another small area if you need a new product, move here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And this has a variable speed, a variable throttle, so I can slow it down and speed it up as needed. And I also have a limit here as to how many RPM it will turn if it's squeezed all the way. Okay, so that's my first pass, and I said I had a throttle here, but it's a slow start. The slow start, speed is controlled by the thumb. So that's just my very first pass. Let's wipe it off and kind of see what we've got. And that roof's a little springy, and of course I got a piece of tape down the center to give us a line, so we'll be able to see the difference when we're through. Okay, I've got one of these nice waffle towels from IKEA, and we'll just give it a quick wipe down. This product dries very quickly, and you can see some shine starting to come through at this point. So we'll continue on this square. I'll switch pads and go with the coarser, the foam pad, and then we'll go to the finishing pad, and we'll kind of do a three-step process of just this area right here, just to speed things along, and then we'll do the whole vehicle. All right, for the sake of demonstration and save time, we're rid of our wool pad. We've gone to our coarse foam pad and got it primed up. A little extra product since this is dry too, but as you buff and the pad becomes primed, then you just need a couple of dots. I never put the product on the paint because it might just sling it. Just put it on the pad and go to town. A little Velcro clips right on there, and we'll give this a pass. Okay, I'm not even going to wipe it off. I'm going to go to our yellow foam pad, and our finishing product, and then we'll wipe it off, and then we'll have the reveal. Okay, we're going with our yellow product now, and this is on a scale of 1 to 6. Number 6 in terms of polishing, number 4 in terms of cut, and we're also going with our yellow foam pad, and we'll just kind of prime up the panel a little bit, and then let her go. Alright, so we finished up with the yellow product and the yellow pad. It's starting to look pretty good. What I'll do is I'll turn the camera around and let you take a look at the contrast of sides and pull the tape. So we'll get her wiped off here, and it's not perfect, but it is a big improvement. And of course I'm going to do the whole car. And I do kind of move slow over here. You don't have to go back and forth very fast with the buffer. Let the buffer do the work. It certainly feels like glass. So let's pull the tape, turn it around, let you have the reveal. So here's where I ended up, and you can see the tape line right here. I mean, it absolutely looks like a different paint job, and this is so slick. If I put it right here towards the edge, that bottle will just absolutely slide right off the paint. It's that slick. So just a little start to the project here. I'm going to do the entire car and come back and give you that reveal. But once again, look at the difference between this paint right here, right, rough, and it's like a whole new paint job. So if you want to try buffing at home, get you an orbital buffer. Doesn't have to be a Rupus. Some different pads and some good product, and anybody can do it. Okay, so we've got a situation here where we've got some scratches. This is on the rear quarter panel driver's side, just behind the passenger door. And kind of the rule of thumb on scratches, if you can, I don't know if you can kind of see those very well, but if they catch your fingernail, you're going to have a hard time buffing them out. You might have to actually color sand, wet sand them out. Now this one's catching my nail just a tad right there, but not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can just buff these scratches out, since they don't seem like they're very deep. They're more of a scuff scratch than an actual, like you would think of a key scratch, where it actually goes through the clear coat and paint into the metal. So I had some success, but not complete success. So what we're going to do is get a little bit of soapy water and some wet dry sandpaper, maybe some like 1200, and see if we can sand the remaining out, which is this part right here and this part right here, and completely get rid of that blemish. So what I've got here is the 3M 1000 grit. We're going to sand this with. I'll take a little bit of this out of here, put it in some water, get it wet, and we'll just kind of sand this by hand with our fingers and just see if we can get rid of that scratch right there. Sand it out of there. So a little bit of water, and then I'm looking at it as I'm sanding to see if it actually will just disappear. We'll get up here on the top, get this little guy right here, a little more water, and put a little soap in that water to make it slide. This one here is pretty deep, and it's kind of milky white because I'm sanding the clear coat and not the actual color base coat. So we got that out of there pretty good. What else? We got a little piece right here. Now you can see I'm sanding it back and forth, but I still have a little mark right there, and I think that's all I see. So let's go ahead and dry it off, and then you'll see it'll be kind of dull where I sanded it. But like I said, this is our first go around. We'll come back and do a little punch list and keep adjusting on it. So the luster should be back, and we still got a little hairline of it there, but it's tremendously better. So we'll come back and work on that just a little bit more, and that's where it grabs my nail there, grabs my nail there, and a little bit right there. So I think we can get the rest of this out by buffing. I'll do a little more buffing, and we'll continue. And I promise the reveal is coming. So we've just finished up. I put the car in the garage. I had it outside just for demonstration's sake, but it was getting a little warm and sunny. And kind of take a look here at the hood, and then we'll take it out for the full reveal. We just finished wiping it down with our microfiber towel, and you can see me in the reflection here on the hood, the lights above the garage door opener, the stairs for the attic. So the car absolutely came out spectacular. So let's take it outside and give the big reveal. Okay, so here it is, completely done, and we even cleaned up the interior a little bit. We'll show you that, and it just came out looking spectacular, but it took longer than I thought. This was quite an effort. It took just about all day. I think it's the greatest of any paint finish job. I don't know if this is very scientific, is the old turtle wax water beading. So we just put a little water on the hood here, and it just pretty much runs right off. So that is, of course, the scientific test of a great finish. So let's take a look at the inside real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. But you remember it was all kind of grungy and dingy. I did take the floor mats out, clean everything up on the outside, and we've about got this car retail ready. So that's the cleanup, that's the buff, and the paint refinishing, and of course the water bead test. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Appreciate you sticking around to the end. If you stuck around to the end, leave a comment. We'll reply back to you. So we appreciate you making it all the way through with us. So back to vehicles. We've got more to come. Take care. Appreciate you watching. Subscribe, like, and have yourself a great day.